Hi guys, I'm going to keep this real quick, so I'm going to just kind of burn through the garden. Let's go. I think it's been well over a month since my last garden tour and things have grown like a lot, which is cool. We've just had a bit of rain here. We were meant to be getting a bit of a storm, but a bit of thunder and lightning, not too much though. But anyway, let's go. Okay, so fruit trees powering along. This is a nectarine. Okay, strawberries still going. I'm not quite picking a kilo a day, but I'm still getting a fair few. But what I have noticed now is they're really starting to push out runners. Now, these strawberries along here are all new. Like I just rejigged this garden bed this year, as opposed to sort of these strawberries over here. Are a bit older, and what I've noticed is the younger the plant, the quicker they tend to push out runners at this time of the year. And I'm not ready for them to run just yet. I really want the energy to go into the strawberries because I think I can really extend my season out a lot. And I've still got tons of flowers on all my strawberries, so any chance that I'm kind of pulling those runners off so that all the energy goes into producing strawberries. Believe you me, there will be plenty of time to get runners in January and February, and that's generally when I'll let my strawberries just kind of go to town and start running. But if you want them to keep producing strawberries, make sure you get rid of those runners. But as you can see, I've still got tons of flowers on my plants. So yeah, I'm just embracing the strawberries while I've got them. But as you can see, they totally need a haircut. So after Christmas, I'm going to come through, I'm going to give them all a little bit of a trim, get rid of that dead stuff and just give them a little bit more aeration, because I've noticed there are heaps of little black flies around and stuff lately. And also maybe just give them a little bit of a fertilizer as well, just to again extend that season for as long as I can. Rhubarb is absolutely cranking at the moment, which is awesome. And I've still got some kale growing along nicely, but I am finding that it's starting to get a little bit of a white fly, and it's also going to seed a fair bit, so I keep snapping them off. But kale is still going along. Chili bushes, basil, and some more sunflowers, along with some lettuce in here as well, which is great because these sunflowers still have tons to grow, but the lettuce will be ready well before they're too big. Okay, so the horseradish going crazy. Okay, so my sunflowers are kind of like my pride of the garden at the moment, because I'm not really picking any tomatoes or anything from the garden. So the sunflowers are just totally doing it for me at the moment. And I will be harvesting the seeds of the giant sunflowers and some of these ones as well. I really like the Sun King as well because they're just really pretty. And I'll do another video on what I do to harvest them. But at the moment, the sunflowers are just give. Okay, so let's come back around here. Loving the basil at the moment. Tomatoes are cranking along. I've been heaps more vigilant, I should say, with my tomatoes this year, in pruning out all the disease leaf, but also just pruning them out for aeration as well. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how they progress, but I'm not actually picking any tomatoes yet. I've got plenty of green tomatoes on there, so we're just sort of relying on and eating the tomatoes from our hothouse, which has been amazing because I'm still just kind of swimming in them, which is awesome. Okay. Right, so these are, now this was my garlic patch, if you remember, so I've finally harvested the last of that, and I had beetroot going through here. Now I've got a few, you know, sort of leftover ones, but essentially now I've got a little bit of space in the garden, which is awesome, but I've already know that I'm going to put some manure down in here, and this is going to be my third corn patch once I get around to it. As you can see, my out of control dragon fruit is quite literally out of control. I'm going to do something with that next year. Well, that's the plan. So hopefully we get some dragon fruit this year, but that'll be a little bit later. Zucchini has been give. I've been making tons of burger pickles and just kind of swimming in zucchini at the moment. And I've done a video and I am going to put it up about zucchini and just maintenance and that sort of thing, because it really is key to having longevity with your zucchini plants. But if you're not growing zucchini, you're mad, because it's kind of like the easiest thing to grow. I reckon if I sat out here in the garden, I could literally watch the zucchini grow. They grow so quickly. You really got to be onto it. And then behind me, how good does that cloud look, is my corn patch, which is going really, really well at the moment. So this, and that's just a bit of leek that I'm letting go to seed. Now, so this is the second patch, and this is the first patch of corn. Now this is over my head. I'm 5'2", so not very tall, but still I'm pretty happy with this. And this would easily be the first year that I haven't just had earwigs coming and decimating my corn silks. And I've done plenty of posts about pollination and the importance of coming out and giving your corn a bit of a shake, and even hand pollinating as well. It really does make a huge difference. But the corn is going great. And these are my other tomatoes. Now, as you can see, they're just bushing out like so I've mainly got, I think I've got these are beefsteak, and these two are sourcing tomatoes. I think they're the San Marzano, and these are the Rouge de Marmande. Am I saying that right? And capsicums are going really well at the moment. Actually, I just gave them a spray the other day of Epsom salts, and they love Epsom salts. More sunflowers. Okay, so I've got some beans through here, which are looking a bit shaggy, I've got to say, but I've been picking tons, and they're the purple beans, but I've got more going through here. And again, by the time these guys get bigger, this corn will be pulled out, so I'm not too worried about, planting them so close together. This is all my silver beet, which is totally going to seed. This one here is just like the mother of seed. But again, I mostly use this to feed my chooks. Now here is all my cucumbers, which if you saw some of my videos about the problems that I was having with fungal disease this year, so I've pruned a lot of these out. I've pruned out heaps of them, and I've been spraying them, and I've got to say, I'm really used to having like epic cucumber crops, and this one's quite late this year because of that, but I'm pretty confident that I've managed to get onto it early enough. And I think if I just keep on top of the spraying and keep on top of getting rid of those diseased leaves, I am going to be harvesting enough cucumber to at least make some bread and butter pickles and stuff like that. But I'll just show. So there's plenty of little ones forming. I'm not too worried, but yeah, usually by this time of the year I would have been really, really harvesting them, and I'm so desperate to eat homegrown cucumbers. I literally haven't bought any cucumbers through winter just because they're really shit from the supermarket. They do not taste great. They don't last long, and I just refuse to spend, $3.50 on a cucumber that tastes like crap. So we just literally haven't been eating them. We eat seasonally. If we, you know, if we can't grow it, then we don't really buy it. The only thing we really are buying at the moment is sort of like fruit, apples and bananas and things like that. So yeah, I'm just like dying for some homegrown cucumbers. I've had a few here and there, but we haven't hit the glut yet. So I'm looking forward to that. See some of the nice green tomatoes coming through. They're looking super good. This blackberry is, I don't know if you can see that, is just going gangbusters at the moment. It is so loaded with berries at the moment, and luckily the birds haven't been too bad. My son's probably been the biggest bird, coming out here every day and picking all the ripe ones, but I haven't had to net it yet. I've got a net ready, but yeah, I'm just sort of, you know, flying by the seat of my pants at the moment. And then coming back down, loofah. Now, this is the first time I've ever grown loofah, so that kind of, I guess it's looks healthy. So I can't wait to see how that goes. I've got some tarragon there, my spring onions, which I've got my young patch and my old patch, and they're still just going to seed. They'll be dropping seeds down, and occasionally I'll just come along and, you know, snap the head off and then just sort of sprinkle it in there, just so they all get self-seeding. Bit of parsley that's gone to seed, and all my coriander, which is all wet now, but I'll be harvesting all the seeds off of that when they're fully dried out. Chive's gone crazy. Just picked out the last of this carrot bed. So I'll be planting into that one. I'll be rejigging the soil, and I'll be planting more carrots in there. So I've got this one will come next, and then this smaller patch here as well. Now this is the other section of my garden that I haven't actually shown you guys too much of, because it's still sort of evolving. And I must admit, I've had this orchard going for a while, but it's been really, really neglected as opposed to the other part of my garden. But now I'm really focusing some energy on this. And I think the hothouse has definitely been that kind of, that anchor for me to, you know, build around it. So heaps of calendula that's all just kind of going to seed, and cornflowers. I've got some random tomatoes and sunflowers growing in this bed, but that soil still needs work. I've just kind of thrown a heap of all sorts in there, so it's not great soil, but you know, it's growing. Potatoes are coming along beautifully. This was obviously the first one, so I should have plenty of potatoes. Beautiful hollyhocks. Now I'm so excited. These are all my watermelon that are growing at the moment. Another random tomato that popped up. So heaps of watermelon, which I'm hoping is going to go gangbusters this year. Mulberry tree. Pumpkin is going crazy, which is awesome. But I'm finding that the Japs haven't really set any fruit yet, but the butternuts are going to town. So loving that at the moment. I've just set up, just got some old gates here to sort of help with my vines. Apricot tree here. More pumpkins, and then some more blackberries, and these are quite young plants, these ones. So yeah, gate there, more there. So yeah, so hopefully we'll have some pumpkins and some watermelons coming along soon. There's plenty of baby ones in here. So that's my garden tour at the moment. As you can see from my last video, it's grown heaps So yeah, watch this space. I can't wait to start picking corn and tomatoes from the main garden and cucumber. So how's your garden going? This weather's been crazy. We're in for some really hot weather soon, but certainly a bit of rain was kind of nice. Fill up the tanks. I hope you have an awesome Christmas and New Year, and yeah, we'll see you soon. See ya.